I can relate. I'm not going to say it's all their fault. You know, when you're a teen, you're like, nah, I want a thug mixed with a Christian, but he got to be hard, but he got to be ride or die, but he got to be nice. Hold the door open for me, but shoot somebody if you want to. Hey guys, this is Hope Said It, back with another Hope Said It Uncut video for you. I know it's been a while. I know if you receive my notifications, which if you don't, what are you doing? Subscribe. But if you receive my notifications, you're like, this girl, was I still subscribed to her? I thank you that you were. And yes, you were. I know it's been, what, 6, I don't know how many months, I know. But I had to chill because it's been, I mean, look at my past videos. There have been a lot of things going on, but I had to take time out for me. There's a lot of things that's been going on. I explained it in my latest blog post, hopesaidit.com, and really subscribe to that blog as well, because then you'll get the notifications on Wednesday when I post, so you can kind of get a preview about what I'm talking about for the week. But I just had to jump into it, because if I waited any longer, I probably would never be back. So I'm happy to be back. This is not my usual setup, but I was like, I just have to do a video, guys. I have to do a video because I'm back. And you know, I wanted to talk about a topic that may be touchy for some people. You guys know I'm not a therapist. I'm not a relationship expert. I am Hope Said It. I talk about marriage, motherhood, hair, and life, okay? Through experience. So I just say it like I feel it is. During my hiatus, a lot of people sent me clips about this guy, this viral guy who is Kevin Samuels, and he's very polarizing. I get it if you're like, ugh, I threw up on my mouth a little bit hearing his name. Okay, that's fair, because you either really like him or you don't. Me, I found that, you know, some of it is a little shock value, but I don't agree at all with all of his things, and I don't think he'd expect you to, but he does make good points for certain things. And one of the things that stood out to me about him is he said, you know, Black women are not teaching Black women this. So I'm saying it, and obviously if a Black man's telling you, you're not going to receive it. So Black women, if you agree with some of this, you know, teach your people, or, you know, whatever. I don't know. He didn't say it like that. But basically, it is your responsibility to teach others, kind of, relationship, Black community, Black love, you know, whatever. And I was like, you know what, you're probably right, because nobody wants to hear from a man about what a woman needs to do. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to tell you why I think, and maybe it's more palatable coming from me if I kind of explain, because I talk our language, what the dilemma is with dating in general. Okay, so one of the things that kept coming up is that women are too picky. You know, the women of old, you know, knew where they stood ranking wise, and mind you, I have my ranking thing too. It was hand in hand. I was like, I too have a relationship scale, and you can't go too up or too down from it. But either way, read my past blog posts to hear about that. But he was saying the women, past women, knew, hey, I'm average. I'll get an average man. We'll live a hardworking average life together, and that's it. But a lot of modern women is the term. Present day women are not knowing where they rank. And it's not it's a bad thing to not know where you rank, but rankings are not bad. You know, you give anything a ranking. You like that movie, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars. You like this product, rank it. But when it comes to people, that's when it gets dicey. No, actually, when it comes to women, because you'll be very quick to be like, oh, no, he's like a 4 girl with a hat on. But when it comes to women, we don't necessarily want to be ranked. We don't want to hear we're 5, because everybody is a 7 and above, right? That's kind of where the discrepancy lies. A, not knowing where you rank, and also B, not knowing kind of what men are attracted to and what females are attracted to. So men are attracted to looks, it's physicality. You don't get extra points for being a PhD. You don't, you know, because they don't care. That's why you see people like Hugh Hefner or whomever. You get the billionaire getting with the waitress because it was about the looks. I don't care if you only have a high school diploma. I'll take care of you. That's what it is, the physicality. Now, obviously with a good personality and everything like that, but the breakthrough, that's the looks, period. But I think women think, that it's more than, oh yeah, I might be a 5, but I can still get this one because I got PhD, I know how to cook, I know, and that's great. It really is. But looks come first. So if you're not the fittest you can be, the best looking you can be, everybody has a limit. There's always going to be someone prettier than you. I don't know why people don't get that. It's okay. You don't have to be the prettiest. You can be pretty, you can be cute, but you're not going to be the knockout. So that's just what it is. And also for what I guess back then, what women used to just really be attracted to men to was their ability to provide security. So it was attraction for the men, ability to get that security for the women. And that's kind of what made, the match. But women today are a little picky, I feel. I think it's great to have your checkoffs, your non-negotiables, but some of these lists are getting rather long. So where it was just security before, you're adding religion, which is 100% fine. I'm Christian and I would marry a Christian, period. But then with that, it's the height, it's the face, the weight, and I get it. I get it. You're like, hello, I have to wake up to him. I get it. But I'm just saying, sometimes you have to take some things off your list because it's getting too long. Like, I know a couple people who just had lists for no reason, and not even lists for no reason, who would knock people out of the running for the stupidest of reasons. Like, if he likes this movie, then maybe we're not meant to be. A movie? Really? My husband loves football and I don't really care for it, but I'm like, ooh, he loves football. So no, that's not how it works. It's not going to be perfect. And you have to understand that he's not the only one compromising, just think of that. Everybody's like, I can't compromise. He's getting with you. Let's not act like you're checking off everything off of his box. Are you the prettiest he can get with? Are you the most fittest person he can get with? Do you know how to cook and clean? And are you kind and submissive? And like there are a lot of things that he could list off that you don't make. So it's a two-way street. Let's not act like, you're the golden prize and, he's just lucky to have you no matter how you act. That's not the truth. And let me be clear though, I'm for women, okay? And this is why I'm saying this, only because I know a lot of people who are missing the mark, are missing their opportunity because they're thinking, oh, I'm up here. I have this, I have a PhD, I have, a master's, I got this, I got that, I got my own this and that. No one cares. That's just what it is. No one cares. Men being the innate, most men being the innate provider, they're like, okay, great. So you don't need me? Cool, bye. So I don't know, just know that what you might be valuing as this is why I'm getting a top tier, they're not valuing the same thing because really they just want the physical. So that takes me to the topic. I know that took a long time to get to, but that takes me to this week's topic is you could have already met your Mr. Right. You could have already met your Mr. Right, and this is why. And it's not fair. Like, listen, God makes the biological clocks, we don't. But women have a shorter amount of time to make life decisions, like those like marriage. We have a shorter amount of time. Men can be 60 and be like, I'm getting married, and oops, grandpa got a kid, like, ugh. But they have the opportunity to do that. Women do not. We get into geriatric pregnancy about age 35, 36, So although people are waiting to get married into their later years, that could cause submission. That's fine. I'm not telling you like, get married now. I'm just saying that we don't have the span that men have. So really in the 20s is, even when your brains are still forming, the 20s are really the time where it's like, okay, I gotta these are the decisions I have to make, or the life. I just need to know how to move, even if I don't want to get married. Okay, the career I need to take so that I can get retired with enough money to survive without a second income, things like that. So you have to make some very serious life decisions in your 20s, whereas men don't really have to do that. So in your late teens, 20s, there are some guys who come to you. You're at your prime. You're at your prime at that time. You know, like now, yeah, the kids done age me a little, but you're at your prime in your 20s. You're young, you're skinny, probably, you're fit, you know, whatever. And so you're at your prime. Guys are hollering left and right at the gas station, at Walmart, school, library. Like, you can't beat them off with a stick. But so you're getting used to that, and you're thinking that's going to last forever, but it's not. So what happens, especially in kind of the college-ish or post-high school, if that wasn't your track, post-high school, college track, you met a guy that was very nice, and he checked all the boxes maybe, but there was like a stupid reason that it just didn't work out. You know, maybe he was just dorky. Maybe he just didn't have enough swag. Maybe he was like ugly cute. So for you, you're like, oh, but he's nice, so he looks better. So, you know, like, come on now, you know, people like that. So he was nice, but he looked better, but you didn't want your girlfriends to make fun of you because you're bringing this guy around who no one else thinks is cute. Just different things like that. So I know at least 4 people that this has happened to where in high school, in college, you had a very nice guy, and maybe you weren't even used to it, so you self-sabotaged yourself, but you had a nice guy. Maybe he wasn't tall enough. That's one of the reasons that one get, like, perfect person, but he just wasn't tall enough. Really? Okay, that's fine. And tall enough, like, not short. No offense if you're like a 5-foot guy. No offense, but I'm saying it wasn't like short. It was like, okay, she's 5'4", the guy's 5'7". I want him tall. Really? At least he got a couple inches on. You can still wear heels and still be. So people are getting too picky at the crucial points where it matters. So one of my friends, the guy was too short. Very nice guy. Guy was too short, didn't work. Another one, guy was too nice and didn't work. That's so crazy. But, you know, I can relate. I'm not going to say it's all their fault. You know, when you're a teen, you're like, nah, I want a thug mixed with a Christian, but he got to be hard, but he got to be ride or die, but he got to be nice. Hold the door open for me, but shoot somebody if you want to. You know, like, it's just, your brain is not developed. What do you know? But yes, so the guy didn't have enough swag for her, so she let it go. Nicest guy, and even right now he's married with a kid. Like, his life, you could tell where his life was going. Very nice guy, driven with his career, but he was just a dork, and till this day he's still a little dorky, and that's fine. But I guess, you know, that was a deal breaker. So height, not enough swag. Another person chewed too loudly. Now, mind you, I'm huge on sound. I have that thing. I don't know what you call it, but there's an actual term for it, to where, you know, if a sound is too loud, that will irk me so much. And I'll be like, what are you eating? Oh my God, is it good? I just get so annoyed with sounds. If something's too loud, if something's annoying, slurping, chewing, all that. So I get it, but I don't think she had that. Like, she didn't have the rage that comes like I do when you hear those chewing sounds. I think she was just like, I don't want to be in Sorry, I had to watch out for a kid who was trying to snoop, but I'm back. Okay, so, yes, I'm sorry, where was I? The other girl. So yeah, the chewing. She was just saying in public when they go to a restaurant or something, that could be embarrassing. So it's not like she really cared. She was more like, what are other people gonna think about him chewing? And then lastly, hair was one of the reasons that I know someone just decided not to pick the person. Their hair was too nappy. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at that. That is a chronic problem, but girl, just brush your form. You understand how many people like, oh, now you can get married and be like, okay, husband, grow your goatee. Like, you can style your man. Come on now. it's just the stupidest reason. Like, hair was too nappy. If he can't realize it, then he's not the one for me. He don't know how to brush his hair every day. The stupidest reasons. And so that's the picky decisions that were made in your 20s. And then you look up and who do you have? In your 30s, no one's really trying to holler at the gas stations like they were when you were 20, you know? And where are you going to find these guys? Because it's hard places to go. Like, you have school, and that's a cool place to find people. Work, maybe, but if you work at a weird place, and that's not a place to go. So then what do you have? Like library, church, bar. I don't know. All I'm saying is I feel like some people have gotten very picky, and they have been with people who like them, maybe even date them, but they had a crush on you, and you're just like, you are not cute enough. And I get it. I'm not saying marry a boogaloo if you even want to get married. This is only for the people who care about having like a life partner. I'm not saying marry a boogaloo. I'm just saying, people can grow on you. Was he really that bad? Did you need to put a hat on him? Did you need to, let him grow facial hair? Was it his clothes, his shoes? But I don't know. I just feel like not everybody's getting a fair chance, especially the hardworking average Joe. You're not getting a fair shake because you have a lot of women, especially Black women, are the most educated population. I mean, they go to school, they get their higher education. It's not even a drop in it. Like, if someone gets their PhD, I'm like, yeah, what Black girl doesn't? But because of that, you're getting a PhD and thinking, oh, well, then I'm going to marry a lawyer or judge. That's not how it works, because you're kind of out of your prime stage, and then they want to get someone younger. It's hard. I know. And I hope I'm making sense. It's just difficult watching these women who are not knowing that it's not your education that's going to take you to getting a man at a higher level. It literally is your looks and everything. And everything else is extra and an added bonus and cool, but I don't think it's going to pan out how some of these people think it's going to pan out. But back to it. So that's why I think a lot of people already met their Mr. Right. Now, if you didn't have people like this, okay, fine. You keep on trucking and someone's out for you if you put yourself out there. But I know a lot of people who, if you think back, you can say, yeah, he was nice. Yeah, he was corny. Yeah, his mama loved me too. So, and you ended it because of some reason that really didn't hold merit, because you were young and dumb. You didn't want your friends making fun of you, whatever the case may be. You just ended it for some reason. That's why I say some people already met their Mr. Right. Not that you can't meet another one, but in those, like I said, in those prime years, that's when you have to make some tough decisions and you have to mature earlier than these men do. Not saying it's fair, it's just what the nature of the beast is. So you have to mature, even though you're not really mature and not thinking maturely. You're just like, he's fine, he's this, he's that. So you're making decisions based off of your young mind. That's how I feel like some ladies have already met their Mr. Right. There was an analogy, I think I heard it from two different people already, two different, I guess, vloggers or YouTubers already. And it's kind of funny because it absolutely holds true to women and the dating market and why people don't settle. Okay, so before I get into the analogy, let me talk about gambling. So really dating is like gambling. It really is. You have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Is that the song? I never heard the whole song, but I know the commercial. But anyways, it's like a gamble. It really is. You have to throw it out there and be like, okay, like blackjack. You know how to play blackjack, right? Okay, so the dealer hands you your hands, you pick it up, and let's say you have an 8, and you're like, 8. You can take it, and you'll be happily ever after with your 8. But now you're gonna say, hit me. Okay, you got a 3, 11. 10 more and I can hit me. You get a 5. 16. A lot of people would be like, 16 is good. Take it. Go home. Go, But because you're like, well, I could get a 21. Okay, you get an 8 and you're busted now because you didn't know when to fold it. So that's the same thing with a guy. Sometimes you get that 8, you get that 11, you get that 16, and they're like, aren't I good enough? And you're like, yeah, you're good, but what else is out there? And that's kind of screwing you over. So some of you guys busted because you wouldn't take your cards and go home. That's what pickiness does. And I'm not saying, please do not misunderstand me when I say, I'm not saying don't be picky. I'm not saying take anything with 2 legs. All I'm saying is you need to know what your non-negotiables are and why. Because, you know, is it even valid? Some people are like, oh, 6'3" and up. 6'3"? That's tall. Like, can it be 6 foot? Can it be 5'10"? How are you 5'3" and you want someone 6 foot? How dare you? Leave those for the 5'9s. I don't know. But I'm just saying it's not always necessary. Weight can be taken off. You know, depending on what you want to deal with. But I'm just know what your list is, know what your non-negotiables are, know why you have those non-negotiables, and just don't have it be a CVS receipt of ideas of why you think this and that, and this person has to have this, and this, have to have a car, have to have a house, have to have blah, 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 blah. He has to earn this much. Yes, you want him being able to take care of a family. But I heard that the average black man in America, he earns $45,000 a year. And a lot of people I know specifically are like, 45, that's it? Couldn't be me. But that's the average man. The average man makes that much. So, and it's not one of those, oh, but once I get with him, I'm going to help it. No, the average is 45. So if you get with him, let's just assume he's going to stay at 45 because he loves his job and wants to, you know, whatever. Are you willing to do that? And so that's another point to kind of consider, you know, just what's on your list and what you're able to do. You know, like I said, marriage isn't, you don't necessarily have to get married. Just make sure that you can sustain yourself, because what you don't want to do, you know, you can travel and all that other stuff. And I like my alone time too, don't get me wrong. But, you know, just make sure you have enough to go into retirement, and that you can just live for yourself after work is done. The point of life is to make memories, and the point of life is people. So don't chase books and your career more than your opportunity to take care of life. And that's actually my next podcast. I'm talking about just the family structure and getting back to that family structure in a world where career kind of takes precedent. Because I have an anecdote to share you guys about what just recently happened in my life about that. But that's neither here nor there. So let me get to that hotel analogy. I know I kind of went all the way around. Okay, so there's a hotel. The rules of the hotel is that there are men on each level. With each level, it seems to escalate or elevate with, you know, the caliber of men on there. The rule is that you either pick from one level or move on to the next level. But once you move up to the next level, you can't go back down. So you got to pick or leave and move up. And once you move up, you can't say, oh, remember that man and down. You got to make a choice, okay? So the women go to the first floor and they say, hey, these men are hardworking and loyal. They look around and they say, that's cute, but you know, if there's 5 floors, we're on level 1. We can go to level 2. So they go to level 2. They said, these guys, hardworking, loyal, and they're great dads. Oh, that's really good. Okay. All right, so level 3. Let's see what's there because it's great. Okay, so hardworking, loyal, great dads, and they go to church. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's go to level 4 because it keeps on getting better, right? Let's go. So hardworking, loyal, great dad, and they go to church and they make 6 figures. Oh, well, this is level 4. Can you imagine what's on level 5? So everybody moves up. At level 5, they say, well, you are number 4,362,000. You know, there are no men on this floor. Goodbye. Because everybody wants to level up and reach this. But what's next? But what's next? But what? You got to know when to fold them. Know when to fold them. Because at the end of the day, you are also a compromise. Maybe they like women with relaxed hair, a woman with hair down their back, whatever the case may be, and you are not that. But he is taking you and saying, that's fine. I mean, it's not that crucial. You have to find that's fine. It's not that crucial moment. And I just don't want my Black women in particular to be so picky that they're missing out on their Mr. Right that they want. Now, if you don't want it, this is not for you. I'm just saying, if you do want it, don't let something like, oh, he likes anime. Oh, gosh, no. It's not like he's going to take it to go to Comic-Con. If he does, well, either way, you have to know that not everything you're going to like, not everything he's going to like. You are also a compromise. While you're saying, I'm not trying to settle, he is also settling, more than likely. Yes, you are the prize, but he is as well. And it's a mutual prize of each other. So let's not hold yourself too high. And I'm not saying don't have high self-esteem. I'm just saying let's have a realistic self-esteem, because like I said, a lot of people don't know their ratings. They can look in the mirror and be like, I'm a 10, I'm a 10, I'm a 10, and you're like, no, you're a 6, and a 6 is good. That's a cute girl. That's above the average a little bit, but no one wants to admit that. And I'm not blaming anybody about that, but I mean, we're not all kings and queens. We're just not. We're not, because just like saying everybody's royalty, they're not. Some are royalty, some are the peasants, and it's okay. That's how life is. There is a ranking, there is a class, and that's fine. We're all God's children though. But yeah, there is a ranking to things, and it's okay. It's okay. So just know where you rank and know what you will have and what you can settle for. Know your non-negotiables, but let's not be unrealistic and try to just get your ideal guy and make it some fantasy that you can't even make into real life. Am I making sense? I hope I am. Hopefully, I hope that you did not miss out on your Mr. Right. If you have, hopefully you have a second chance, and that you can reevaluate what you really need. You know, if you have a PhD or master's or whatever, and if you're expecting him to make 6 figures or above, you know how many other people are wanting that 6-figure person? So would you take someone who makes 60? Or the average 45? Would you? Like I said, I'm not trying to have you not have standards. I just want you to be realistic and know what the actual percentages are before you just try to make up your fantasy guy without knowing the odds of getting that guy. I'm Hope Said It, so it's marriage, motherhood, hair, and life. Y'all see this? Y'all see? Remember, y'all better look at my last video when I was saying I'm twisting it up all 2021, possibly 2022, because now I'm too lazy to do it. But, you know, it's, I think it's growing right. Y'all see remember my last video when I did this? And mind you, I don't put my hair up. Like, I'm doing this for you guys. Like, even this strand. I don't put it out. I just put it up. Like this, and people just gonna have to get over it. Yeah, I'll give a hair update once I actually, you know, take it out. I mean, I retwist it obviously, but once I actually, you know, do a length check and all that stuff, I'll back to being hair stuff. I'm not an expert. I just like to share the knowledge that I receive, and I hope it has blessed you. And if you have any questions, Lord knows, I know some of you guys disagree with me, so comment your disagreement as well. That's fine. You don't have to agree with me, but know that I put something in your head at least to think about. That's all. I don't have to tell you what to think. Just telling you what to think about. All right, guys, I am glad to be back, and I will see you next weekend for sure. But remember, on Wednesdays, I post on the blog. So subscribe to my blog at hopesaidit.com. Follow me on social media to see kind of the behind the scenes of what I do at Hope Said It on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Whew, my goodness.